the perspective that there will always be the IMF, no matter what we say, the World Bank, the IMF are global bodies that look at individual countries. And they assess individual countries. It's almost like you always have to do, see a medical doctor. To have your clean medical slate, it's always good to look at some of the criteria, what you need to take. Maybe they say, instead of taking medication, do exercise. So the IMF membership is important for all countries. And what we did as a government, we took over, unfortunately for us, because of our poor performance under the past regime, we were dropped off the ECF program, Extended Credit Facility. And besides we were dropped, it means that we are almost, not operating within the framework of international system. Our first priority, the mandate the president gave us, was to ensure that we get back on course. In fact, before his inauguration, his post-election visit to the United States, he went to the IMF headquarters, he met with the World Bank, other than to reassure them that indeed he's going to get back on course and he'll improve Liberia image, internationally. So for the Ministry of Finance, we had a responsibility to see how best to enroll into the ECF, the Extended Credit Facility. And the essence there is to say most countries become vulnerable and they may not have all the resources, especially. So what do you need if you need to borrow today? That's one thing. People look at your credit rating, they look at your performance, they look at, how responsible you are in managing your resources. So as a country, we were not there. So we made it our first priority to get there. Because your entry into the ECF program, it unlocks anything. The donor would not be willing to deal with you. Don't let the public be under the impression, oh, we don't need this. No. You need to have that credibility to say these guys are credible. One bank can say today, yes, this man, all of the money they owe international partner, they are not paying. That we took over, we were under sanction. World Bank, we were under sanction. AFDB. So EU, nobody want to deal with you. So your first thing is to go to ECF program, to go to a medical doctor who will tell you this is where you're supposed to go. And that itself, we succeeded in doing that in 2024. That was a great opportunity because in the program, you'll be looking at how you put your economic reform in place, macro issue, fiscal analysis, budget, whatever it takes, you put everything in line. That will help the international partner or banks, multilateral institution, to see that you are a credible institution. I will just go back a little bit. When I left the former UP government, I also provided support, and my advice to the CDC government at the time was go to the ECF program, go to IMF. They rejected it. They went for EBUMA, whatever friend. The international partner, they are connected. Everything was locked. In the end, they have to come back. The first thing is to set your house in order. You are members of the international system. Be in it first. Be a full member before you do anything right. So, President Barker gave the instruction, and we have done it successfully. Last year, we did the first review. We won, and opportunity came about $205 million that were given to Liberia. And so we spent staggered over the period. The $205 million goes to the reserve of the central bank to protect it. Because when we took over, normally the minimum criteria for any country is to say that you should ensure that you have 3 months of import. Your reserve should be able to have 3 months of import to protect it on the economy. When we took over, we got 2.4. It means we were below, our risk level was very high. So our best thing to do is to go there, because when all the companies...
And the 2 or 3 months of input should be at least how much?
In terms of...
Because if 2.6 billion was very low...
Yeah, 2.4 is 4 means that what is needed for you to export. Today, for example, if all of the company want to buy from abroad, they want to buy goods from abroad, they will need money from the country to buy goods from abroad. So therefore, that's why you always have at the central bank, it was always good to have a reserve to ensure you protect the country. So Without that, it's difficult to manage your
And the
economy.
minimum should be how much?
I said 3 months.
3 months. Talking about in dollars. No, in terms of dollars.
It doesn't, it depends on the ratio. It's not that you should be, this is the quantity you have. Yeah. So that if you are importing, maybe example would be, if you are supposed to be ordering goods, $6 million a month, and you should be able to have that $18 million minimum in your account, but if you have less than